Okay guys, in this video I want to show you how you can resurface a cylinder head for cheap. Now before we go typing in the comments about how it's not the right way to resurface a head and you're gonna ruin everything and all that type of deal, how about we just take 1 second and take a look. So I already did this head, and you see those lines right there? The straight vertical lines? That's from when the head was originally surfaced at the factory. Okay? So I didn't remove any metal. I didn't do anything to this head besides remove the gasket material. And that's exactly what you want to do. I also cleaned up the combustion chambers a little bit, just get rid of some of that carbon in there. But I'm going to show you how you can clean this cylinder head up real quick. It's not hard, but if you go ahead and look, now from that head I just did, you can look at this head and you can still kind of see, I know it's dirty, but you can still kind of see that where those same marks that I showed you, the vertical lines, they're right here in the cylinder head. Like, they're all over it. And that's because of when they surfaced it, the cutter is spinning in a circle, and it creates these like side to side looking cuts. But it's flat. It's still flat. It's just the way it cuts, and it causes a slight grooving so that the head gasket can attach to it. And that's what we're seeing on the back head, where you still have a little bit of discoloration back here. That's because the discoloration is actually just a little bit of like material that got into the grooves made by the cutter when it originally got cut. And the only way to actually remove all of the discoloration is to get these decked. And to get it decked, it costs about $500 to get a set of heads done. And I don't have that type of money when I bought an engine for $300. But I've done this before, where you just clean off the gasket material. And as long as this engine didn't have problems with overheating before, you shouldn't have to worry about it having problems. The cylinder head should still be flat. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking so that you guys can see how I do this real quick. And I want to try to keep this video around 10 minutes, so that's why I'm trying to hurry up with my explanation and that type of stuff. But these are the LS heads, and you can tell by the cathedral port. Now what I usually do is I'll start with a little bit of like PB Blaster or WD-40, whatever you choose. Just because when we're trying to remove this material, you don't want to actually be like scratching the life out of it. So just add a little bit of WD-40 so we got some lubrication. Lubrication's always good. You might want to ask your mom. I used it with her last night. Either way, but let's get going. You can see I'm just using a plain old razor blade, and we're just scraping off the gasket material, but we're not removing any aluminum, and we're laying the blade flat on the cylinder head, making sure that both sides of the blade are touching the cylinder head. And then you're just gonna scrape it right off. It's really easy. Scrape all that old gasket material off, clean off the blade, go back in. And this will work with any engine, really. Just as long as the cylinder, the cylinder heads are flat, and you're not gonna have to get a machine, you can just clean them up and put it back on the engine. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. Just think about it. When you go to the dealership, do you think they take every cylinder head off and send it to the machine shop and wait a month to get it fixed? Or do you think they just do exactly what I'm doing and clean up your cylinder head? Don't even worry about it. You don't have to say nothing in the comments, because I can tell you for a fact this is how they clean up your cylinder heads, if not more aggressively. I've seen a guy use a roll lock disc with some Scotch-Brite on the end and just hit it and just clean it up with the Scotch-Brite roll disc. The problem with doing that is sometimes you can cause, with too much friction, you can cause like pitting in the cylinder head, and you won't get a good seal when you put the head back on. So you just gotta be careful and get the gasket material off. The more important place to get the gasket material off is around the bore. Now you want to get it off everywhere, but the most important place is around the bore and in between the bore, because in between the bore it can actually start leaking in between, and it'll lose compression. So you just need to be real careful when you're scraping off everything and just get it all off. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish doing this. I don't really have much else to tell you. The reason why I'm cleaning off these heads is because I'm about to put the engine back together. So I need to have a set of good clean cylinder heads. So once I get all this scraped off, we'll be good to go. I'll be able to put a new set of gaskets on here. We'll be off. Now, do I expect this engine to last forever? Nah, not really, bro. I found this engine on the ground at the junkyard. I didn't have to pull it myself. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I did. I went to the junkyard. I picked it up off the ground. It was rotating, so I suspected that it still had a good internals. And we took it apart on camera. You guys, if you're subscribed, remember to subscribe. You guys, if you subscribed, saw us take this apart on camera. And if you haven't seen those videos, please consider going back and watching them. But yeah, this is how we're gonna clean off our cylinder head. So also another part I'll show you here in a little bit of how to get these chambers clean, how to get the carbon out the chamber. But you just have to watch until the end to see how I clean those out. And I apologize for the crickets in the background. I'm doing this at 2 o'clock in the morning. Probably won't be 2 o'clock in the morning when you guys see this video, but most of my garage work that I do is done at night. Just because I work third shift and I'm up all night. So even when I'm off, I just stay up during the night. So if any other night owls out there and watching these videos, go ahead and just comment go ahead and make me a comment and let me know, you know. I'm glad that I got 60, I think it said 63 or 64 followers now. So at least I know people are watching. We're getting pretty close to the 10-minute mark. Like I told you guys, I'm going to try to keep this 10 minutes. So but I can still see the marks that I told you guys about from when it was machined. So we know we haven't removed any material. And if you get too aggressive with a steel blade, on this aluminum, it will start digging into it and causing problems. But we're just gliding our blade across the surface, not really trying to dig into it. We're just trying to flatly, remove whatever's on the surface. That's what you want, man. You want to just clean it up. I'll go ahead and finish up the cleaning of the deck off camera so we don't have to keep it going too long. We're already past 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I can get the board clean, and then I'll do a short after I get it clean so you can see, get an idea of a before and after. But I want you to watch the full length video before you watch the short, so that makes sense. But to get these cylinders clean and clean off all the combustion, all I'm gonna do is come right here, and I'm gonna try to make sure, and it's kind of hard to do on camera because I'm holding the camera, but just go ahead and try not to scratch the surface with the brass, because the brass can also scratch the aluminum. But I don't really care in the chambers, and you shouldn't either, because in the chambers it doesn't really matter if you get a little bit of a scratch. It's already like pitted and all that. But I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera down, zoom in for you guys so you can see, and I'm gonna do these couple cylinders, get them clean, and then we're gonna be done with the video. But yeah, you're just getting in there and getting the carbon off. That's it. You're just going to take all that carbon off. And I don't really know that it would cause a problem with the engine running. It might run a little bit less efficient or something, like, I don't know. But you know what? Who cares? Let's just get it cleaned off. Like, why put it back on the engine dirty? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for that part of the video. So then you just go ahead and hit it with some brake clean. And I'm gonna wipe it all. So I wiped right out. Cylinder's getting clean easily. Yeah, I'm still zoomed in so you guys can't see that part, but I just cleaned this bore. It looks looks a lot better. So put some brake clean on it. That's all we did. We squirted it with brake clean so that the brake clean would eat all the softer carbon that's in the bore. Chamber, my bad, I'm being stupid. And then that's it, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all those good things. And if this works, it truly works. I mean, I already did this other one in the back. I will have this one clean, and you guys will see it in the short. But that's it. Until the next video, please remember to comment and subscribe. Do all those good things, and I'll see you in the next one.